What is up, everybody from all around the world? Today we're going to be doing a bit of a smaller stream, but I think it's a topic that still should be talked about because it's one of those topics that is quite taboo, especially on YouTube. It seems like people are not interested in the topic of harassment. How do people still write me on WhatsApp, even though I have everything turned off? Like, sometimes it just blows my mind away, you know? Let me do this, then drag this here, then it's gone, and let me turn that off, because that's really, really annoying. There we go. But anyway, today I want to do a bit of a topic on the word of harassment, what is actually happening, what is not good, what is bad about the industry. And I already mentioned this many times on a couple of my own videos where... Where's my camera so high? What's wrong with it? One second. We can lower this a little bit. Oh, there we go. But basically, where we always look at female idols being harassed, but at the end of the day, there is a much sicker world out there as well, where the male groups also get harassed. I don't know if anyone is in chat right now, it doesn't really matter, but I wanted to watch this video with you guys. It's a video by BBoss TV. I think it's going to be a very cool video to just investigate and see what's actually happening there. Funny enough as well, before I start, I just want to, a small story, but this light here, I don't know what happened with it, but for one moment to the other, all of a sudden it started working, and it seems like it lost its charge, and it didn't work at all. And now all of a sudden it works again. Like, can we just get some cool, I don't know, what do you put in chat if something is cool? You know, you don't put F or L, you put... Yeah, I don't really know. But I thought this was going to be a very interesting topic just to discuss really quickly. And let's see, do I need anything? Let me get a bit of water. Let me already set up the screen. It should be set up. It actually is set up. And let's start the stream for the main topic and discuss what's actually happening in this video, and also put in my own thoughts and maybe your thoughts as well on what's actually happening. Okay, water is here. Everyone is happy. It's still unbelievable how warm it actually is in the summer times. Like, it really just blows my mind away. It's also very nice, actually. A bit of heat is always better. But like I said, so we're going to be watching this video, and we're going to pause on the go. If you have anything to say, I'll pause as well. We can always read the comments and discuss any points. If you have nothing to talk about, that's totally fine as well. Let's just get into it and start watching. I think that's the best way of learning and actually getting into a topic. Why is there no sound? Now there's sound.
The harassment that female idols had to go through have always been a much criticized aspect of the K-pop industry. But
it has always been very criticized. Like, the amounts of times that people just got harassed, attacked, and touched by random people has always just been scary, and I'm not a fan of it. I just don't get what's going on through, or what's going through the mind of these people. And I think it can also happen vice versa. You know, like female members going into male groups and taking people off stages. Did that ever happen? No idea.
such cases often don't receive as
So we also have Kai
much
and...
attention when the victims are of the opposite gender. In today's video, we'll talk about 7 sexual harassment incidents concerning male idols.
Actually, thank you very much as well for blocking the word. Awesome.
And the inappropriate behaviors they were subjected to. Number 1.
Something actually happened to Kai, and that really blows my mind. Like, I thought Kai was going to be one of those people that's always going to be on the Holy Grail, but that's okay.
Kai. Earlier this March, comedian Park Na-rae was receiving huge backlash from netizens for the crude remarks that she made in her YouTube show.
What did she say?
Hey Na-rae. Among them is a joke she made in reference to what Kai once said in the variety show Knowing Brothers, in which the idol misheard his teammates' words, thought that he had to guess a 2-letter word for something inside his underpants, and looked down in confusion. The event must have made such a strong impression on Na-rae that she still remembered it after 3 years had passed. Taking full advantage of the show's 15 and up rating, Na-rae gave a nonchalant answer to what the 2-letter word for something inside Kai's pants was: a gochu, aka pepper or the male genital.
On a show that is meant for age 15 and up, that's a really weird thing to bring on a show. That's That's really awkward. I'm gonna keep it to that. Why would who like you have to think about it, okay? When these shows get made, like literally, just use your brain. When these shows get made, it's not just this woman. Is it even a woman? No idea. She looks a bit like I don't even know what she looks like or he looks like. Doesn't even matter. Whoever this person is, you have to imagine that these things go through an agency. Okay, there's so many people involved in when you make these when you make this program. Like there are so many points that have to be discussed, they have to be signed, they have to be approved. How the hell did multiple people approve of this? Like forget the harassment part. Just think about the part of just thinking about it. Okay, in the sense of who came up with the word and why did it get approved all the way until the top of the chain. My mind just gets blown sometimes, by these things.
Kai's situation in Knowing Brothers was a genuine mishearing, but there wasn't anything unintentional about Nare referring to another person's private part like that. Her show was eventually canceled
What
with
the
all
hell?
its content deleted. For all
Yeah,
the
good for her.
inappropriate comments and behaviors she'd sprinkled throughout.
What's up with her? Someone really is not having enough time in bed, I think. I don't know what is up with her, but that is really, really weird.
But her remark towards Kai had later prompted police investigation for alleged sexual harassment.
How old is Kai, actually? How old is Kai? Let's actually have a look. Let me quickly have a look how old Kai is. I'm actually interested now. Age Kai, I think he's like, what, 25, if not mistaken? 28 even. Okay.
Sadly, this wasn't the first time that Kai was a victim of harassment. In 2013, Sasaeng fans were reportedly touching Kai in inappropriate places in addition to pushing him and badly injuring his legs. When EXO was at the Incheon airport...
I'm just trying to think, who's Kai in this case? The pictures really look like they were done with potatoes. They don't really do anything for me. But
departing for an overseas schedule. From obsessive fans to a renowned public figure, Kai just can't seem to catch a break when all he did was breathe and be himself. Number 2.
Okay, let's actually finish off the title of Kai. So for me, Kai generally is one of those characters, and you can also see him in shows generally, that he tends to be the very relaxed person. Like, he doesn't seem like it matters to him, whether he's a celebrity or not. Like, he's just him. He's just doing his own thing. So it is true what they're saying in the show. But it's unbelievable that it must be tough for people like this, people who are not, how do you say it? They're not, they don't want that attraction all the time, of being harassed, being watched after, and being touched, and all these weird things. It must be, it puts you in a weird spot, because a lot of people think because you're a celebrity, you should accept all this crap. But that's not true, you don't have to accept anything. And I feel sad for people like Kai, especially the people that are not hungry for attention. It must be extra tough for them to actually move forward.
Number 2. Zico.
I don't know Zico.
In 2016, on the topic of idol group members with tattoos, the cast of the talk show Video Star were specifically discussing Zico's, as his brother, Taewoon, was invited as a guest.
I don't know, I always feel skeptical when people start inviting guests over, for their shows.
Taewoon explained that Zico's tattoo of their mother on his left chest was the idol's way of keeping her close to his heart and
makes sense.
emphasizing her importance in his life.
Nice as well. It's a nice gesture.
The heartwarming feeling Taewoon evoked didn't last long, when entertainer Kim Suk cut in with an unexpected comment.
Is it going to be something cringy?
In her opinion, as meaningful as the tattoo was, it would be awkward for whoever married Zico in the future, since the girl's mother-in-law would be staring at her the entire time they were doing it all night.
I don't know what I should say. Oh, you guys cannot even see it. I'm sorry. But that is such a weird statement to make on TV. Like, sometimes you got those statements that you want to make on, you just want to make statements, and they come to your head. But sometimes you're like, should I actually say it or not? And I don't know what's going on with people. I think people are really just in the mood for, I don't know. This is more of a cringy moment rather than an harassment moment, but
They won't salvage the situation by saying that Zico probably didn't think that far. And
yeah, of course not. He was only thinking about his mother, putting a tattoo on his chest. What else should he be thinking about? Like, do you think anyone else goes beyond his mother? Like, if you think about it, in theory, I'm saying in theory, I'm not saying for everyone, but your mother should be the woman that is always part of you. I mean, she was the one who gave birth to you, okay? So I can understand the idea behind the tattoo, but the way this woman is like fantasizing this weird thought, that really just puts, I don't know, it just adds a bit of a weirdness, a weird element to the entire video.
The conversation ended shortly after, but
Happy.
netizens were gravely disappointed by the inappropriate comment made by Kim Soo.
I really hope actually that she got a big backlash for it. You know, again, even if you're an entertainer or not, you should still be able to find that border on what you should say or what you should not say. Like, when things are really personal and when things are really about, you know, family members or anything, like, don't talk about it. Like, don't even discuss it. Like, why would you even bring this up onto the table? It makes no sense at all. Korea has this really weird edginess to it sometimes where I'm like, do they know how to censor things properly or not?
A discourse on the remark was taken onto Instance, with some fans regarding the situation as harassment towards Zico.
I would not call it harassment. I would just call it being fucking weird, to be honest.
No matter what anyone says, it's best to leave things like this for Zico's future lover to figure out.
I agree.
Number 3.
Yeah, like literally, why do you even interfere with someone else's lover? Give me one sec, guys. I want to get the remote to the air conditioning. Very quickly, what are your thoughts so far on the two people that we looked at? So we looked at Zico and we looked at Kai. Do you think it's a pure assessment, harassment element or not? Like, the second one, I'm a little bit skeptical. The first one, for sure. When people start touching you and doing some weird movements on live TV or at airports, that is weird. One sec. There we go. Oh, we're back in focus at least. But yeah, it's really one of those moments where I'm not really sure what they want to do on shows, and they want to give it a bit of a weird feeling for the views. I get that, but man, in the long run, this must be really bad for people watching. You know, it makes no sense at all.
B1A4 and Infinite.
Alrighty, next group.
Both B1A4 and Infinite were the victims of several SNL Korea's production team members' improper acts.
SNL Korea? I have no idea what that is, but I think it's like a production team or something.
The incident first came to light when a video of the show's female staff rushing towards B1A4 and touching the members circulated around the internet. Among them was the
Maybe she just wanted to give a hug. I have no idea what happened here. It's a bit awkward, but it happened anyway. You know, like, you can't go around it. Some people would really go out of the way to hug someone, and I don't understand why. But why was the hug so low? Like, if we go back a little bit, it's a bit weird. Let me have a look. Like, it's really just like she's bending down and trying to get down. I don't know, like, you know, get him off. Let's say it like that. It's a bit of a weird one. I think this is a matter of culture. I don't really think this is cultural, because when I look at Japan, when I look at Korean, especially when it comes to TV, these things tend to be controlled quite heavily. You know what I mean? Like, they tend to be heavily monetized in the sense of like what's actually happening on it. So I wonder if these things are planned or not. Like, this thing, this element here, you really don't know.
Circulated around the internet. Among them was the popular comedian and actress Lee Se-young.
Maybe she just wanted to be funny. I don't know.
Who received the most criticism for not acting in accordance with her status as a celebrity, as well as a crew member.
Yeah, it's a little bit unprofessional if you're a crew member and you do something like this on set. What is up with this picture? It's like her torso is like 180 degrees turned around. Like, I don't know. It's like, it's a weird picture.
Two of the B1A4 members looked absolutely...
The way they lived has been exposed and been judged. Yeah, that's generally, I think, with a lot of cases anyway. You know, there's a lot of K-pop celebrities, but generally any celebrities, they're just being monitored nonstop. You know, you got the celebrity paparazzi everywhere. Doesn't matter where you are, even in Germany, Europe, America, Korea, Japan. Paparazzi is always going to be a case or something that's going to happen.
And even covered their private parts with their hands afterwards.
Ooh, that's actually a bit, that's a bit weird. Like, do you see that? Like, he tried to protect his...
Two of the B1A4 members looked absolutely stunned.
Like, you can see him going down and go, you know, like, oh, don't touch it. Don't touch it. Like, he's used to it. Ugh.
And even covered their private parts with their hands afterwards.
Yeah, that's
which
bad.
Makes it irrefutable that the boys had been touched without consent. As if that wasn't disgusting enough, netizens soon discovered that this wasn't the first time that the SNL Korea staff had sexually harassed their guests.
Again, I'm not really sure if it's that type of harassment 100%. She might have just been overwhelmed, but maybe this is just something I'm going to throw out there. If you're I have a feeling I need to sneeze. Maybe not. Is it going to come? It's fine. The one thing that you need to understand is that for men to get hugged sometimes, it can really hurt their private parts. If you grab the person too hard, it can really hurt. Especially, Korean men, they tend to be a bit slimmer, meaning their private parts are a little bit more exposed, meaning that it might actually hurt. It's difficult to pull that line like this was on purpose. If she went in with her hand to grab the parts, that might be something. But this is really just, I don't know what to say. Like, for me, I'm just speaking for myself. I think that this is not harassment, sexual harassment, if I can say so.
The same thing had happened to
But that is true. That's true. No one should be touched without permission. I agree that. I'm not a big fan of that either. I don't know why, but in my family, we have the same thing. If people all of a sudden start hugging us and touching us and we don't know them, we just tell them like, hey, what do you want? We get a little bit on edge because it's a bit awkward.
A month prior to the B1A4 incident.
What did you do before?
With Lisa Young being the center of attention again.
What did she do?
In the video that netizens found, while all the other female crew members had stopped their inappropriate touching, Se-young could be seen reaching for the Infinite members' crotch area before she walked away with a celebratory fist pump. Severe internet backlash had prompted...
Oh, really? Let's investigate that for a second, okay? Let's investigate.
In the video that netizens found, while all the other female crew...
Okay, there she is. I don't know, where is she?
Inappropriate touching.
Oh, there she is. She's trying to touch everyone. As you can see, she's really just passing through them all and trying to touch them all. One sec.
Se-young could be seen reaching for the Infinite members' crotch area before she walked away with a celebratory fist pump. Severe internet backlash had prompted...
Yeah, that's a bit weird. I don't know if I can stop it right on the moment, but let's have a look. You can see her basically, her hand being lower than everything else, like sliding past it. Like, you can see them going down like that. And like I say, if you don't have genitalia like from a man, it's really just something that can actually put you in a weird moment because it's very sensitive down there, okay? Like, even just sliding past it, it's not harassment. It doesn't arouse you. It really just, it can make you feel very uncomfortable, and it can also just be painful if you're not prepared for it. It's something. Do you know that the elder do that stick boy's butt? Wait, what? What did I do with a stick? Hold up, what's going on? But after watching a lot of Korean content, do you know that the elder do that stick boys butt? They do what? They stick it. You have to explain that. That's that sounds a bit weird, to be honest.
Versus crotch area before she walked away with a celebratory fist pump. Severe internet backlash had prompted both SNL Korea and Lisa Young herself.
Let's actually read that. We would like to apologize for the members of B14 and their aggressive actions and behind the casting of B1. That was posted to Facebook on the 26th. The actions towards the host were inappropriate, and we will make sure nothing like this happens again. Yeah, you need to be professional. If you're the people that is... Yeah, the way you explained it didn't make sense at all. Like, it's a bit weird, but it's okay. But no, what I wanted to say is just that this is unprofessional. If you're an agency and you're getting in celebrities on a show or on whatever... It's literally your responsibility to make sure that the people are controlled. I remember that I worked once on a, oh yeah, one sec. I once worked actually on an event as well where we were playing with quite exclusive soccer players. And the soccer players would come in. So before they come in, we got this massive warning to say like, hey, this is the path they're going to take. Make sure that the people working at the event just don't get in contact with them, okay? Like, the soccer players would come in, they actually get their, they will go on the path, and they were like, but who's coming? And they were like, look, we're not going to tell you who's coming, and we do that again for security reasons. But it's so weird if the main organizer, at least that's what I presume who Lee Seung-young is, goes and still does it. What is going on here? But try to explain it. I'm really curious what you have to say with that, the stick in the boys in the butt. Like, what? Otaku, maybe you can help out here. I don't know.
To make a
By the way, can we just say, how is the streaming quality? I think it's much better now, no? Can I get a compliment, please? Please, give me something. Someone just tell me that the streaming quality is much better. I don't know. Like, tell me something. If you watch Naruto, it's something that the Kakashi Sensei... Isn't it this thing where they... this thing? But I don't think that's a Korean culture, though. I think this is a Japanese culture. Like, the Japanese have an interesting butt culture. There was a video made on it. I didn't watch it, but I anyway heard of this because when you go to Japan, it's not like on every corner or so, but you tend to see a lot of references to the booty. You know, like the peach, like this. I don't know, where did it come from? I mean, does anyone know the program Shinchan? Like, I think Shinchan is a very good show that actually explains a bit about the Korean culture a lot, because it actually allows you to understand like how they are as people. Like, I'm not saying that it's 100% correct in all ways, but no, this is Japanese. Yeah, I don't, but let's say like this. But the point is just that it's not anything. Like, I can imagine back then it would have been funny. I still think it would be funny if someone just comes and everyone laughs it off. But it can really offend people. Like, I would never do something like this unless I know the person. And even then I would still think about it 10 times or so. Like, should I do it? Should I not do it? Bit weird.
Public apology. Se-young was also subjected to police investigation.
Yeah, screw her.
Against her were cleared as both the members of
I think that's correct, though. I think you should always involve the police if you have to, because that is not really good.
B4 and Infinite stated that she did not physically touch them.
She didn't? You know, this is the one thing that I just don't understand with these bigger entertainment groups. Like, why would you take back that claim? And they do that, of course, because there's a lot of stake on the table that they need to make sure that everyone gets a bit. You know, it's sad how money plays a big role here. Everything can be paid off.
Regardless of whether physical contact happened or not, it was clear that the SNL Korea staff made both groups extremely uncomfortable with a single-based joke that went too far, and that Lee Se-young completely deserves to be press charged against.
Yeah, but they did. They did. They pressed charges against her, and they dropped it because there's no proof. In some culture, it's something that being a common thing, yet, if you think about it again, culture is culture. You accept it or you don't. You know, that's how I always presume of it. Just want to put up the temperature a little bit. Now everything is fine. But yeah, you should always just make sure that you don't... Yeah, exactly. The companies probably told them to drop it. Like, that's 100% the case. It's always like that. Like I say, everything is intertwined with one another. So if they press charges, this person might get arrested, meaning they lose a show, but that show creates money for publicity. You know, money's not that important. Publicity is very important. So they lose publicity because the show is not active anymore. Do you understand? It's all about that TV time. And also, if they press charges, they might come over as a group that is not as flexible as they expect them to be. Not really good, not professional, but it's fine.
Number 4. Vix's N.
Vix's N?
Years ago, in the variety show Shin Jong-yup's Bachelor Party, a discussion of...
So many variety shows. I've never heard of them yet, but...
Of things the cast members wish women wouldn't do when they're drinking in a group brought in...
Wait. Things that cast members wish women would not do when they were drinking in a group. Okay.
to talk about his unsettling experience.
Let's go for it.
He started the conversation by saying how some women kept touching men here and there, as though all men liked it if the woman initiated skinship. Then confessed that during a company dinner, he felt extremely uncomfortable when a female staff member kept rubbing his thighs.
Yeah, that's awkward. If someone keeps touching me, I would literally flip my shit. I'm not a big fan of people like that. I'm not a big fan of generally people touching me, and it's not fun. Like, it's literally not fun. Like, there's something about it that doesn't do it for me, you know, especially when you're, like he says, they're on a business dinner, a staff member touches you. It's not like you're friends. You have that wall still between you, so it's a bit weird. But again, is it sexual harassment? I don't think so. There are people out there that just like touching. And you should actually just tell them, like, hey, can you stop? It makes me feel uncomfortable. They tend to stop, but did he ever do that?
I think that N would be taken
But then generally, just don't do it.
seriously when he was brave enough to openly discuss harassment. But sadly, that wasn't...
Really? The life quality is great? Am I getting my first compliment? Thank you. Thank you. That makes me happy. I am, like, for the last couple of days, I think generally I've been working on this, and I'm happy that the quality is improving. Like, I always just want to get better and better and better at it, and at the end of the day, you guys don't want to look at bad quality either, you know?
The case. One of the cast members replied, "Really? I like it when women touch me first." Then proceeded to reenact the scene with another member sitting next to him. what happened to N was also neither covered widely in news articles nor talked about among K-pop fans. So we can only hope that the female staff in question had
You see, I think that is a real wrong misperception. The no touching aura. Like, do you have one? I tend to have one. I literally just give them the dead eye, and you can give them a small sign, like just don't. The misconception that I see with this particular video is what the guy said. He says, "Oh, I like it when a woman touches me first." Yeah, who doesn't like it? I think a lot of people like it when someone else touches you first, in the sense of if you like the other person as well, it has to come from both sides. It's not just like a random guy just comes over and touches you, or a random girl. Like, you still have to be attracted to them for you to enjoy it. But if you don't, what's even the point of it? You know what I mean? Like, it makes no sense at all. And for me, it's just something that's really questionable about some of these action. Like, does it make sense? Does it not make sense? Is it harassment? In this case, I would say yes, but he should have said something as well. I just don't know how Korean men are, actually. Like, I've met many, like, don't get me wrong, but I don't know how they are when things like this happen to them. Like, is it something that happens quite often? Is it not? It's a bit questionable, You always have to just say, like, yes or no. But in this case, difficult. Again, it might just be a cultural thing as well.
N's been fired, and that N's personal boundaries are more respected.
But imagine, she still got fired.
Number 5. 2 PM's Taekyeon.
Those names are so cool. Taekyeon.
Imagine scrolling through social media to see that people are talking suggestively about you. Yup, that's what happened to Taekyeon when he just wanted to keep up with his fans. 2 Twitter users were publicly talking about different idols in a highly sexualized manner.
Ooh. Ooh.
And Taekyeon was unfortunately caught up in the...
Some of the idols, though especially the newer ones, probably don't feel they can say no, don't want to offend or affect their job, etc. Yeah, it's all about, being strong in public. I believe that the strongest celebrities out there right now are literally the people who they just accept and tolerate a lot of crap. And then, that's enough. I mean, let's even talk about Blackpink, for example. I follow them on Instagram, and I sometimes can see how strong they are about, how many fans follow them. Is this harassment? No, it's just normal. But you can just see that even they still tolerate it. Like, it's a bit crazy. I mean, they set that boundary, of course. Like, they have a lot of security. Don't get me wrong. The bigger the groups, the more security you have. And as long as you have the correct security, that makes a big difference. You want to feel secure at the end of the day. But if you've got newer groups like this, like 7 people standing in a row, and someone bunches into you or jumps into you, that's not really good. I mean, I think, if not mistaken, I was looking at a video from, I think it was Lisa or Rose, I forgot who. They came back from the airport. She just has security coming from the plane all the way to the car. No one is going to touch her, like it really just sets a tone. And it also just means you are not going to touch me. There's a video about Taemin. Don't know if you have seen it. It's been overly sexualized since debut, but the video shows people all wanting to touch him. Really? Can you find it for me? Like, if you can, share it, because maybe we can just put it on stream. I'm curious. I've seen a lot of videos from Taemin. I'm not sure if it was anyone trying to touch him, but I think he didn't. Was it a video where he literally just felt uncomfortable or not? I think so, if not mistaken.
A mess. The fans made references to his gender and even...
but then again, you have this... In this case, it's online harassment, but...
He probably had an erection sickness.
Erection sickness?
Letting their imaginations run wild. Taekyeon was understandably furious as he replied to the 2 perverted users that he'd take legal actions.
But what do you want to do? It's online. The best thing you can do is just block them. Like, you can block people, so they can't do anything to you. Don't be childish. Don't go to the police for an online matter. Like, unless they really share information about you from stalking, that's one thing. But what can you do about them just doing, fantasizing? That's like, do you know how many stories are out there based on Harry Potter and Draco Malfoy? Like, there's a lot of weird stories out there where they... Yeah, I think you guys know where I'm going with. Like, they really just take the concept of Draco Malfoy and they have a lot of fun with him. Bit of a weird story as well, but that to me is even just very scary, Like, it's not scary, sorry, that's the wrong word. For me, it blows my mind away purely because it happens. And yeah, Online bullying, online creativity is just something you cannot avoid. Well, I don't know, but Korean haters just like another whole level. If is a Korean hater though, again, it's really hard to say. You know what I mean? Like it could literally be anything.
Make an example out of them. The idol further posted the status.
Let's have a look.
Patience. I don't have any more patience.
Well, then you have to get some.
Don't wish for any mercy from me. I won't give it. On his account. Number 6. 18.
A teen. By the way, I didn't even know this is a group, but I read one of the comments which actually says that the group is a teen and not a tease. I didn't even know that this is actually a group, but they exist.
18 was a group of 10 trainees.
My nose is really itchy today.
Japan prior to their scheduled Korean debut, with 2 of their members having participated in Produce 101 Season 2.
Okay.
Will the boys work towards their dreams?
Wait, but this is a tease. What? Huh? Wait, what? We're sorry, Super, for the mistake. In the end, the group is a teen, not a tease. The 2 names are easy to get. You mean the group is a tease because this is a tease? What? So there is a group called a teen and a tease, but this is actually a tease and not a teen. Okay.
None of them would have imagined the horror that they would be subjected to by the president of their own label, DS&A Entertainment.
DS&A Entertainment.
6 18 members had filed a lawsuit at the Seoul Central Police District
For?
against their female CEO and the wife of a chairman for sexually assaulting them at a sushi restaurant in Tokyo, Japan.
Sorry, but can you just imagine being assaulted sexually in a sushi restaurant in Tokyo? That sounds movie-worthy. Like, that sounds really just crazy, but what a weird location to do this.
Translations of their testimonies were posted on various social media websites, such as Twitter and Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
The abuse left such a deep mental scar on the members that some even had to see.
I want to know what happened. I'm still a minor. It's like my head. I'm still a minor from my junior high school. I thought that the reality of having painful. Yeah.
Psychiatric treatment. 18 also posted a picture on Instagram with the caption, "We hope that justice will be implemented. Please help us."
Most likely not.
And changed their bio to, "We'll be back," which prompted netizens to take actions by trending hashtags and bringing awareness to the issue. The outcome of their lawsuit remains unknown even until now, but we hope that the perpetrators are justly punished.
But it's like the CEO. How are you going to touch her? If you touch her, you just don't have a job anymore, no?
Number 7. G-Dragon.
G-Dragon.
G-Dragon must be one of the most unlucky male idols on this list, as his personal space has been inappropriately invaded not just once, but at least 3 times.
Uh-huh.
Firstly, when Big Bang came back to Korea after finishing their world tour in China, a female fan was caught following G-Dragon. She nonchalantly touched G-Dragon from behind, but the idol kept his ice-cold composure and kept on walking.
Stop it. What is... Like, what is going on with people if something like this happens, you know? Like, let's just watch this video. I think you guys can see it, but you have to see her sneaky little hands.
When Big Bang came back to Korea
this
after
is really
finishing their
awkward.
world tour in China, a female fan was caught following
Like, she's trying to just go for it. I don't support this at all. Like, don't get me wrong, but
G-Dragon.
it's so weird. Like, she wants to get his attention. Like, why not just hug him? Like, show some compassion instead of being so awkward. Like, this is something that, I don't know, I think you're just a sociopath if you do these things. Like, you must have lived under a stone for a couple of years for you to behave like this. This is just weird.
She nonchalantly touched G-Dragon from behind, but the idol kept his ice-cold composure and kept on walking.
Good for
As
him.
if he didn't even want to acknowledge the crazy fan's existence. Half a year later,
Well, what is up with the security? I mean, they're also a bit crap. Like, security should be there to really just make sure these people don't come close. Like, what is going on sometimes?
in a Big Bang fan meeting in Hong Kong, G-Dragon
Okay.
thought that a female fan wanted to whisper something to him, but as he leaned down, she took the chance to kiss him on the cheek. G-Dragon was clearly taken aback and had to take a full minute to process what happened. He was polite to the girl and even said that he was happy, but I don't think that was a good move considering G-Dragon's status as a celebrity, his other fans, and a clear lack of permission. Last but not
Okay, let's discuss this with everyone that's here right now. What do you guys think about the kiss? Is it crazy? Is it okay? Should we accept it? Should we not? I'm questioning it. Like, it's not the worst thing that can happen to you because, for example, the French culture, Dutch culture, you tend to just kiss people on the cheek. You know, it wasn't like she went for the lips. She just gave him a little smooch here. You know, like, what do you guys think? Do you think it's bad what happened? Do you guys think it's good that happened? Give me your information. Give me your thoughts on this one. For me, it's literally even the kiss. Like, she didn't really touch him. I mean, I think a kiss and touching are two different things. Like, I would split them up. You know, for me, like, a kiss can also just be seen as a handshake or a hello, depending on how you want to see it. But it's a tough one. Like, you see, if he had a girlfriend, I would really just be awkwarded out. You know, and let me say it like that. Like, that is something that can really make you jealous. But for me, this could really just be like, let's watch it again. You know, let's watch it again. Let's see her intention. That's the best thing. So,
to him. But as he leaned down, she took the chance to kiss him on the cheek. G-Dragon was clearly taken aback and had to take a
okay, she was really going for it. Like, her intentions were clear, but I don't think this was the best move from her. Like, I think it's also very embarrassing to do these things on in public.
minute to process what happened.
Like, even he's like, oh, okay, sneaky girl. You know, I bet for him though, it's a little bit more attractive. Like, we don't hear anything about what she did and what he thought about it, but it's not. Yeah, I would say it like this. I think this is actually not the worst from all of it. Just saying it from my point of view. I think this is 1,000 times better than really just trying to grab someone by the crotch. Do you know what I mean? Like, or touching him awkwardly, you know, putting a hand all over him and something like that. Like, this is the most innocent from all. Like, I bet she got a lot of backlash for it. I bet he got a little bit of it, made everyone a little bit jealous, but it's not the worst from everything that we've seen today.
He was polite to the girl and even said that he was happy.
You see, even he said he was happy. Like, you see what I mean? Like, a kiss can also just be a kiss of appreciation. You know what I mean? That's true. Maybe he was just happy because of that. But in my eyes, you know, to really just, I don't know. It's weird. Like, for me, it's a cultural thing where I'm thinking, well, at the same time, you can also think of it like this. Like, again, the security did nothing about it. She's just
But I
there.
don't think that was a good move, considering G-Dragon's status as a celebrity, his other fans, and a clear lack of permission.
Yeah, but that was a surprise factor. You know, lack of permission doesn't really matter here. A kiss can always just come out of nowhere. I just don't think this is the worst. Am I crazy? What do you guys think? Like, forget the stage, forget all of those things. Like, do you think if you went to a club, if you went to, like, on street and someone came over somehow attractive, you know, that's always depending on your taste, of course, you know, whatever you're attracted to. But the question is, how would you react to it if someone just came and gave you a little smooch? You see, for me, I'm just thinking about the logical sense behind it. And let me say it like this from a real life scenario. So I remember, okay, like I'm just thinking about it. So I remember I was walking down the street once, and though this wasn't a kiss, but it made me feel uncomfortable. So this girl just came up to me. And she was really nice, like in the way she talked and everything. But the first thing she asked me, and I felt like a little bit awkward, she's like, I know you from somewhere. And I'm like, okay, what's your name? And I'm like, yeah, I got to go. Like, that for me felt more like a personal attack than anything else. Do you understand what I mean? Like, for me, when someone does something when I don't want anything from them, that's bothering for me. But in this scenario, you know, like G-Dragon, I'm just trying to think, like, I was once in a scenario as well where I was a little bit younger. You know, I was like, I think 16, you know, still underage, you know. What do you mean that's a scam? What I did? Me walking away? That's okay. No, but I was a little bit younger. I was 16 or 17. I was in the Dominican Republic, you know, Central America. Beautiful place, by the way. A lot of Americans, they love drinking beer there. The point is just that I was there. I was playing basketball in the inside court quite often, and during this time, the girl was a scam. How can she be a scam? I mean, I was the one who told her to go away. I don't know what it wasn't like that. She was really just skeptical about who I was. Like she really wanted my name. Like I was going to give it to her, but it wasn't even that. It was more like she saw something in me. I have no idea, to be honest. I was at a girlfriend back then, so for me it was more like, you know what? No. But the point is just that I was 16. Now we can finish the story. I was 16, and what happened was that I was in this basketball court, and there was this girl. She was like 21 or so, 22, but she was really pretty. And we played basketball, I think, for 7 days long, and it was kind of a cute moment for me because for me it was like she was really pretty in my eyes. And what happened was is that on the last day, she left 2 days before we had to leave. She gave me a kiss on the cheek. I don't know why, but it actually made me feel like I still remember it till today. I don't know what it was, but it was actually a very nice moment. And then I told my parents about it, and they were like, "Oh, it wasn't that nice of her," you know? Like that's how I think about it. Just tell me your thoughts on it. Like it's just like maybe a different culture. It was nice. I still remember it from. Imagine, that's nearly 12 years ago. I remember it like it was yesterday. Otaku, I do agree with you though, but there was one thing you need to remember. This particular element is taken in Hong Kong, and Hong Kong is quite westernized anyway, so they might have picked up something else. JDP T? I'm just going to call you Elf. Where are you from, actually? I'm just curious. I am really curious. Because maybe that will help out. I really don't remember where you're from. I don't even remember asking, to be honest, so just throw it in the chat. Koreans and Indians don't touch each other if they don't know each other. Yeah, that's true, but that's generally with me as well. If I don't know them either, I just don't tend to touch them either. It's just awkward, also unhygienic, I believe. You can see the photo of the male idols when they're taking a photo with fans and their hands don't even touch them. They hover above. Yeah, but I think that's a good thing as well. I think it's also a little bit cringy, to be honest, though, that you have can I do it like an overhand hover arm? Bit awkward. They should just get into it. I just think that's my personal take on it. Like, at the end of the day, you can be a little bit friendly still to your fans. They're not like monsters, maybe like 5% of them are total whack, but the other ones, don't punish them for no reason. Like, it doesn't really do anything. You know what I mean? Maybe that's just my thing. So in Indonesia, I was there as well. I was in Bali. I think I told you this, no? I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember that either, that people there kiss. But again, it depends from culture to culture. I know in Vietnam, for example, you don't kiss, you smell each other, which is something, I thought that was also something beautiful. But yeah, it's a cultural thing. I don't know how it is for this girl, but you can see it's a bit of a clash of a culture. Is it sexual harassment? I don't think so. Like, I wouldn't go to the cops if someone gave me a kiss on the cheek. Even if she was a little bit cheeky and lied to me, like, I want to whisper something in your ear, and then, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't go to the police for that. Would you? I don't think so. Or, would you? Tell me.
Last but not least, while G-Dragon was performing at his solo concert in 2017, a supposedly drunk audience member carrying the Big Bang light stick suddenly appeared on stage.
The fuck? Like, how long does it... What's up with security? Like, how slow are they? Like, let's just count this, okay, in seconds, okay? The stage is not big. It's maybe like 10 meters that way, not even. Maybe 7 meters that way, 7 meters that way, okay? So 14 meters in total. Of course, I don't know. Just throwing out a number out there. To even just walk 7, 10, whatever meters there is, it shouldn't take more than 2 seconds to go on stage and take someone off stage. Do you know what I mean?
A supposedly drunk audience member carrying the Big Bang light stick suddenly appeared on stage. She grabbed G-Dragon's jacket, flung her arm around his neck, then pulled him towards her, before a security guard intervened and brought her off the stage. Though the three girls from the 3 incidents were all heavily criticized by netizens for their behaviors, it seems few people consider this.
I'm not sure. Do I want to look up the Katy Perry accident?
So, which incident from today's video stood out to you? And what's your opinion on the sexual harassment of male idols? Comment down below to share your thoughts with us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to BBoss TV for more interesting content.
I'm gonna be honest. From these ones, I really wouldn't say all of them were super disturbing. I thought some of them were quite innocent. Some of them were just really weird, tacky, awkward. But the sad thing is, with this harassment, I also can understand there is Oh, second or no level. I remember a dude trying to kidnap Taeyeon once. Yeah, I remember that as well. Wasn't that with the bus or something? Like she kissed a boy in a concert? Really? Well, that's good for her. That's good for her though. What's up, Brandon? Hope you're doing fine. Well written by. Yeah, that's nasty though. Like, why would you write something in blood though? People are really awkward. Ugh. People are really, really, really awkward. I don't get it. But what can you do? You know, you can't do anything about it. It's just how people can be. But what is the worst stories that I know what's happening? I think the worst ones that are currently happening. So now with social media and everything being quite big, Otaku, you might know of it as well. Maybe there's a massive incident with, the series of The Voice, like the voice of Great Britain, UK. What's it called? The Voice. Anyway, you got like this program. It's from ITV, and ITV has like branches everywhere around Europe. And there's something called The Voice. There's this massive scandal happening at the moment with all the contestants where they are getting really sexually harassed on behind the scenes. Like we're talking about literally the higher ups within, the productions, of course. It's not just like one person. It's like, you have was like 20 managers, and then under that you have 5 persons for everyone. But these girls were really just getting completely stalked up, like, hey, let's do this tonight, like, let's be discreet about these things. I think this is a little bit more scary, in my opinion. I think this is something that we're not even breaking the ice yet with this video, but I do hope that I also are going to be talking out about it, because I do think it goes a step further, where it's literally, you better listen to what I say or I take you out of the show. You know what I mean? Yeah, secondhand things are weird. They are weird. Vix got kidnapped? How did that even happen? Jejong from got photographed in his sleep in his own home too. I mean, you have to, it is really sick, but why? How does it happen? Like, you should have security. Like, if you're a high profile person, you should at least have, a bit of security going on a little bit. All these different things should actually happen, but they just don't. Why? What's going on? What's up with the cable world? Why are these things taken so easy? Really? Is there a video about that? Let's have a look into that. Let's actually find an article about it. I want to read a little bit more about that. Kidnapped. Oh, in Kazakhstan. Okay, I found it. Okay. Should I just read it out? I think I'm just going to read it out. Okay, actually, it's a very short story, but let me just read it out. You can just enjoy the sound of my voice while talking it. Vix's End shared an unbelievable story when Vix were kidnapped in Kazakhstan. When he appeared on Korean. Man, what's up with the English sometimes? Who writes these articles? It's so. Ugh. When he appeared on a Korean talk show, Radio Star, recently. In his retelling, he said, it was when we were on the bus to Kazakhstan to go back to Korea. Right at the airport entrance, our manager stepped out and the bus drove off right away. What's up with the manager? Like, come on, man. Don't do that. You lost everything then. Like, they would never work with you again. The driver told us that we were heading to a lounge because there's trouble in the entrance. We trusted him and fell asleep, but our manager was screaming and following us from behind. The manager cursed out all he could while following us. At the same time, I thought we were just receiving a special treatment because they said they were taking us to a lounge. Okay, before I continue, okay, so your manager gets out of the bus and then the car drives away. Why would you think that everything is still right if the manager is screaming super loud, cursing in all different ways behind the bus, and you associate this, it's fine, we're going to a lounge? Sometimes I still think that it's unbelievable, though, that people do it, like they respond like this. Like, how would you respond if you were in a taxi? Okay, let's make it a little bit easier. Let's make it a little bit more easy for us to understand. You're in a taxi with 3 buddies, okay? You have a male, 2 girls, you're the 2 girls, or you're with another girl. The front passenger gets out, and then the taxi driver drives away. Oh, but before that, they also say, don't go out yet at the club. It might be a little bit busy, but the taxi just drives away. But then you see a front running and crazy. Would you also just respond like that? Like, be honest. Would you respond like that? I don't think you would. It makes no sense at all sometimes how people respond. So that's a bit awkward. Anyway, let's continue. And of course, if you want to just comment on that, please do. The chat is always open. However, the doors opened and a high school girl came in. She turned out to be the princess of the country. She said she's a fan of Vix, especially me. She trapped us because she wanted to shake our hands and take pictures. That's intense, though. Like, that's an interesting take. Though Kazakhstan doesn't have royalty, it's possible that the girl N was referring to was the daughter of the high-ranking official in the country's government. Whoever it was, it's clearly made for a world story, and most importantly, the boys got home safely. So who was this? Again, where the hell is security? Like, this is a really weird story. Like, I can imagine these things happened. I mean, let me talk about one of my maybe a wild story from my side. I could be fun, could not be fun. I'm just going to throw it in there. I just think generally the world is insane. Don't think about only K-pop. Things like this happen all the time. And let me tell you why. So I was in Amsterdam with my brother, a couple of friends. I think we were quite a big group, but we finished a festival. So the festival grounds were closing and it was like 1:00 at night. To get a taxi in Amsterdam after at night generally is just really impossible. Anyway, we found a taxi. And this guy was just really weird. Okay, this guy was a bit awkward, to say the least. Like, the problem with this guy was just that he was on something. He was on some sort of medication. He was always putting something in his coffee. We don't know what it was. I think it was like ecstasy or something. Anyway, it was just whack. The funny thing is, it wasn't scary because we were all the people, and even if anything happened, we were a lot of guys, like nothing would have happened. But what happened was just that this we told the guy to bring us to the Park Hotel, like the Park Hotel. So we're in the car, we know Amsterdam a little bit and the highways and everything like that. And what happened was just that the guy just brought us to a random park and wanted to kick us out of the taxi. Like, you have to think about it. Like, things like this always happen. So we're in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by a place that we don't know, and he told us to just get out. After a lot of arguing, after a lot of solving, like, it wasn't the scariest moment. Like, but can you imagine if you were alone, in a taxi? Things like this happen a lot, like, especially for in bigger cities. Always try to take like an Uber or something, like take a car or that has some sort of tracking, because then you always know like who your driver was and everything. And in case anything happens, it always can be backtracked. But never take a taxi out of the blue, purely because you never know what happens to you. And we were happy that we were with many people, but we also said to ourselves, like, can you imagine if you were like a small girl, like maybe just all alone and you wanted to go home and then that happened to you? Like, that was really weird. Actually, get it. Some companies' management is just simply terrible. Yeah, that's true. But no company is perfect. Let's say that like that. There was a group called the East Star got physical abuse by their own company. Yeah, I heard about that too. I think that's completely nuts, to say the least. But it does happen. They didn't have a security a lot back then, especially if they were new groups. Yeah, but still, it's still just terrible that, normally when you're with groups, you should always have someone from, in this case, it should have been the managers who should have taken care of them, but he just didn't. Which makes no sense at all. Like, what was going on with him? No idea. Which is why I don't use taxi. I always use a taxi, but I only use Uber now. Like, if I have only Uber, that's all I'm going to use. The main reason is, like I say, it's easier for me to backtrack if anything happens. I can report him. He can lose everything. And Uber drivers tend to be actually quite good. They have some reviews, so you can actually review them and check how everything is. I think that's a much better system. That's just my personal opinion. Sadly, Uber is not everywhere, but I do hope that more taxi companies, or let me say like this, I hope governments bring in a system where they can regulate the trips and the drivers and everything like this a little bit more. The amount of black taxis, like illegal taxis in Amsterdam, for example, is quite tremendous. You're talking about like 30% of them, or it could be more, or something like that. It's a huge number anyway. Are just people that don't even have driving licenses, or they don't have a taxi license. You might just end up in a taxi and you have no idea where you're going. It's quite scary. It's quite terrifying. I think taxis generally, you can either get ripped off. Most likely you will. It would always be more expensive than it should be. But yeah, it's insane. Let's say it like that. It's really just something. But how would you go home then? Like, let's say you go party. Okay, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. There is no public transport because that's how the government works. What do you do then? How do you get home? And this is maybe a question for all of you guys. Like, it would be interesting how it happens in the UK, Indonesia. Brandon, I don't know where you are from, but just tell us where you're from, and maybe you can also tell us. Yeah, but that's the beautiful thing about a lot of these Asian countries. We're talking about Vietnam, we're talking about Indonesia, Korea, Japan, most likely Hong Kong as well. You have so many apps you can choose from, and there's always a way to get safely home. You know what I mean? Like, this is something that I'm jealous about. I'm happy it's slowly coming here to Germany, but it's going to come quicker. It's going to come on time. You know, that's the most important. You don't party? But okay, let's forget the party. Must be home at 12 o'clock. Man, what are you complaining about? 12 o'clock is a perfect time. I think 12 is anyway a nice time to be home. Then you have seen everything, and everything is actually quite good. But like you say, I think Indonesia, generally Asian countries do a really good job with public transport. Except for, okay, let me discuss this again. Except for Japan. I think Japan is quite evil. So what they do is, I think it's 11:30. Last time I was in Tokyo, all the public transports just shut down. It's terrible. Bus supremacy. Also, motorcycles in Vietnam are top tier. I really need to go to. I really need to go to Vietnam once. It's a country I really, really, really need to visit. I hope to get there also. Maybe later this year. I hope so. Would be nice. I could take a bus from the airport in the city central for 75 cents USD. The public transport system in Vietnam might not be the best, but it is cheap. Wait, Brendan, are you from Vietnam? I'm not sure. I'm just guessing. I don't like being around people in general, so party with strangers is not my thing. I walk or use the bus. Man, in Japan, you better, let me say it like this. In Japan, if you plan to go party and it's after 11:30, you're either lucky and your hotel is nearby to where you're going to party, or you better go party all night long until the morning until you can use the public transport. I saw that actually quite heavily in Japan when I was leaving Tokyo. It was very interesting to see how the people, how people were on trains sleeping, you know, after partying, because that was the only thing they could do. It was really cool. That's actually funny though, you know. You're talking about, I was talking about Vietnam, and there you are. Great. That's really cool though. I think Vietnam is also one of those countries I really want to just check out once in the future. I think it has a lot more to offer than what we would presume just from the outside of looking at it. But yeah. My friends walked through the train rail in Japan since he missed the last train. He said, no ghost in Japan. It's empty. Like, once it's done, like once the trains stop, people tend to either be home, or people tend to go be at some place. You know, you don't see a lot of people on the streets, maybe for still half an hour, but you don't see people drinking on the streets or anything. They tend to just go to small bars. There's something about it that I like though. It's very cozy. It makes you just want to be somewhere with a couple of people, and I think that's a very nice nice way of living. So you live in Hanoi. I can take you around. Awesome. I'll remember that. When I travel, I anyway just update where I go to when I have time. So if I go, it'll be cool. I think it would be just very nice to check out more countries than just Europe. I'm a little bit bored by Europe. Just going to throw that out there. I don't think it's too entertaining. Yeah. That was actually a really long video. I don't even know how long did I take for us to watch that 9-minute video. How long are we streaming already? Is there like a timer somewhere? 1 hour. Unbelievable. We turned 9 minutes into 1 hour. Really? I don't know. There's something nice though about Japan. If anyone ever has the chance to go there, just go. There is something real magical about it, but now it's just in lockdown, so financially it's a little bit broken. But there's one thing I want to show you guys. I thought it was kind of cool. Was it? Is it Pizza Hut or Domino's? No. Let me see if I have it on my phone. Nope. Someone just wrote me instead. Domino. I think you guys might like this actually. This is why I like Japan. I think it's like this. Where is it? Damn it. I think it's this. Is it Pizza Hut? It is actually Pizza Hut. I thought it was Domino's. But let me actually bring this on the screen. I think you guys will like it. I think this is really cool. So, they are currently working on making a new base for the pizza because of the entire situation with Ukraine. So with Russia and Ukraine, the problem with flour and, the shortage, they want to fight against it. I think this is fantastic. That they're trying to replace the base, so that they can work with local products. And I think rice is a really good one. I wonder how they're going to do it, but they're going to test it. I think it was for 6 weeks, if not mistaken, 12 weeks, something like that. And they are going to... that's really cute, though. Mini pizzas. But the idea is just that people can actually try it out, and then they see if people like it, they'll continue it. If not, then they have to find a different way. Melon Fanta. I've never had that in my life before. Japan is nice. I've been there when I was 16 or so, 6 years ago. Still impressed with the public transport system. It is a really good transport system. Like, don't get me wrong. It is really just spot on. It's really functional. It makes sense and it works really good. I'm going to go next year. Only if it opens up. Don't forget that. Japan is still on lockdown. Like, don't forget that. Okay. Like, it's still gone. It's sad though. It's really, really, wait, what? It's really sad though that Japan stopped working for the time being. I got another video that I actually had on my list to look at. We can actually bring it up. I think that is just a Stop it. Stop. Don't talk. I'm talking. Good. Yeah, like I say, Japan is on lockdown, so we can't really do anything about that. And generally, traveling is still quite difficult in Asia. So I'm just going to stay here until everything finally opens up. Like, for example, even with Korea, I want to go there as well. I need to see how, but my plan is to live there for like a couple of months just to find new inspiration, if that makes sense. But it's a bit of a weird thing there as well. Like, they're open, but they're not open. And it's really weird. Like, I'm too scared to end up in a country where I need to do, for example, how do you say it? A test, and then you're in quarantine for 14 days. Like, do you know how expensive that is? Just for 14 days, I think it costs like $2,000 dollars to just be stuck there. And now with the dollars also being higher than the euro nearly, it's going to be much more worse for me. Just come to Indonesia. Yeah, you see, I like Bali. Don't get me wrong. I was there. I really liked it. Thought it was really cool. But I need to see. Please write to Wonderland Indonesia and YouTube Rewind. Really, there's a YouTube Rewind for Indonesia. That's nuts. Just going to throw that out there. That is actually nuts. That it actually has its own little look. But anyway, the next video that I want to look at is... generally, I don't know where it's going to lead into. I saw it and I have it stacked up as well. And it was basically the 6 disturbing sexual harassment cases in K-pop. Because again, I want to bring them up because these titles, I have a feeling that they are a little bit misleading. Like the last one, out of the 7 cases, I think personally maybe 3, 4 were in the gray zone, but they were not the worst. You know what I mean? So I want to see, does this video deep dive a little bit deeper in the problem? Let's watch.
Number 1.
1 sec. Miss Bruno. Are we looking at the same one? I don't know. Let me have a quick peek. Okay, it's not the same one. We can actually watch it as well. Okay?
Lovelies. On December
Lovelies.
14th, 2018,
Those are some short skirts.
Lovelies held a fan sign event on the occasion of the release of their 5th mini album titled Sanctuary. At the end of the fan sign, the Lovelies members stepped to the front and posed for fans to take pictures. Suddenly,
That must be so weird though, you know, like it's programmed that you look that you need to stand in front of the stage so that people can take pictures of you. I don't know, there's something about it that makes no sense to me.
a male fan started telling Yu Chie to raise her legs.
I don't understand it.
Yu Chie was extremely shocked as she heard that vulgar suggestion.
What did he say?
At first, it seemed she was wondering if she was hearing it wrong. Then, when the male fan continued to repeat the request, Yu Chie immediately turned away with an expression of disgust and hurt. But things did not stop there. This male fan changed the target to Michu and asked her the same disturbing request.
What did he ask? Does anyone speak Korean? If you do, please translate.
Michu's face immediately froze. She even stared at an area that was supposed to be where the vulgar request was generated. After a few seconds, Michu patiently turned away as she couldn't do anything about that. Yain was so
What did he say? I don't speak Korean. Ugh.
pissed that she warned that male fan by pointing at him. I think she could have done more, but she didn't due to the fear of her image being ruined. Cause some people would very much likely say she was rude to fans.
To be honest, again, why is there no security? So weird. Told them to lift their legs? Really? I didn't even understand that. I thought he said to do
Many
more.
people affirmed that this was exactly an act of sexual harassment, especially when the male fan repeated that vulgar request to 2 different members.
But why is there no one in management that can just get rid of these people? There's always going to be that wacky person in the group. Just get rid of them. Yeah, it's harassment. It's not a really good harassment. It's terrible. Harassment generally is always bad. Just get rid of them. You know?
Some fans commented in anger. This is so ridiculous. Why no one did anything about that? The girls are
Yeah, exactly. Why does no one do anything about that? Like, literally, there is no reason to why no one did anything. It makes no sense. What is up with the management sometimes?
obviously very confused. Their company should have kicked him out right then and there. What the hell is their company doing? Why not make this a fuss? Many netizens were frustrated. They wondered why the group's management company did not kick that male fan out of the fan
I don't
site
understand it either.
immediately and permanently put him on the blacklist. Number 2, Chewy. On
Chewy.
May 14th, 2017, Twice participated in an outdoor event held in Seoul. There was nothing worth discussing, except a clip recording a male staff having inappropriate action toward Chewy was posted online. The clip showed that while the fans were excited to take pictures of the group, the male staff on the right, standing near the protective fence,
What a weirdo, to be honest. Like, even so, where's my phone? Like, even just to, I don't know, you guys can't see it, but even just sound, I don't know, that's just awkward. That makes no sense at all again. Wow, okay.
seemed to be trying to take a photo under Chewy's skirt while she was walking past him. This action was allegedly harassing, making
Why doesn't the video just continue? Like, show the proof. Because, again, I'm just going to point this out as well. I might be a devil's advocate here. There's a lot of people that actually take photos like this. Like, they hold the cameras like this because actually it creates a better picture. Like, give it a shot. Your photos tend to be better because it's more like in line to the body. It's a bit weird that he has it like this, but he doesn't have it like super low, and it's not like pointing up like this. Do you know what I mean? But it's still very strange. What do you guys think? Am I strange? Maybe I am.
Twice's fans furious and requested an explanation from the organizers.
What is there to
Facing the
explain?
heavy criticism, this male staff member gave an explanation on his personal page.
Uh-huh.
He said he did not intend to capture anything inappropriate. It was all a misunderstanding. The reason I kept the phone low was because my arms were so tired, he said.
That's a weird one because he really has his arms strained in that video. Like, he's really putting effort into holding that camera not too low, but not too high
However,
either.
This excuse was not accepted because the clip proved him trying to bend his arms while taking pictures without
Yeah,
really
that's
trying to
true. That was a bit of a weird one.
Twice's fans believe that this is blatant sexual harassment worthy of condemnation. On the Nate site, many people suggested that JYP should take legal action against this guy. Number 3, 9 Muses. Back to the time when
We still need to maybe watch the 9 Muses all together. What do you guys think? Should we do it or not? It's a really. I know I watched it already once, but I still think it's worth watching. If that makes sense, I think it could be really cool. What do you guys think?
Nine Muses was still active. During a performance, Hyun Ah caught a male fan playing tricks. He was filming under the girls' skirts while they were performing.
How many times do we actually see this in like it's so weird, but you know, you go to 9gag, you go to Reddit. For some reason, people just are into filming underneath the skirts. I think it's awkward. Like, why does it happen? Then again, why is there again no security at the front line? Because if we look at it, there is this person here, okay? And this person here seems like is she one of the members? I don't know. Oh, was she one of the members? I have no idea, to be honest. She might have dealt with the person, though. It's hard for me to say. I can only see her head, and then she disappears.
This made Hyun Ah very confused and angry. It can be seen that she even stopped dancing to warn the other members before asking the man to stop the inappropriate action.
Good for her,
Time,
though.
An anonymous netizen
Good for her.
Twitter account
I'm happy.
it, similar to Big Bang's leader's account name, to send offensive messages to Kyungri. The contents of these messages were so vulgar that the girl was shocked. She replied, "Wake up, you're crazy." Personally, I think she shouldn't read or reply to those messages because
I think it's generally a problem where there's a lot of population because, you know, in when I was in, I need to bring up Japan because that's the only good place where I can bring up the problem. In Japan, for example, you have train cards that are only for females, so you cannot go on it as a male. I didn't understand it, but I had to ask. We were just talking about it, funny enough. And this, you know, let's continue the story on that. We were with a tour guide, and this tour guide was literally crap. Like, he did nothing good at all, you know, for us. Like, he was so clueless. He was using Google Maps to find next cool spots and everything. But anyway, we were at the railing system, and that was the first time you know, the subway. Is it the subway? I think it's called the RL line, if not mistaken. But the point was just that there was this guy. We saw the pink cards and we were like, why is it like that? And funny enough, there was a Japanese woman who explained it to us, and she's like, yeah, sadly up to today there is still a lot of sexual harassment going on with people doing really awkward stuff in the trains, especially in the mornings when it gets crowded. Like, people get touched and everything. Like, for me, that is the harassment, you know, that the topic of today. Like, that really brings it. The filming also happens. I think if people really film pervertedly, they just should not do it. It doesn't help anyone. I think it's terrible. I think it's disgusting. No, but it happens, you know, and it shows that it is a bigger problem and it's really hard to deal with as well. Luckily, in Germany, a lot of people have their own cars because they love it.
Because it just makes the predator even more excited and motivates him. Not stopping there, this network user also sent inappropriate messages to
Is that the guy?
G-Dragon.
Oh no, that's G-Dragon. Oh my god, sorry.
Upon grasping the incident, Nine Muses agency, Star Empire, immediately asked this person to stop and remove posts that harassed Kyungri and G-Dragon. However, the above netizen ignored.
One sec. I heard that the iPhone also specially produced to have sound whenever you take a picture to prevent something like this happening. Yeah, it's true. So when you buy an iPhone, so this is an iPhone 13, but if you buy it in America, it makes a sound. It makes like a clicking sound, like a camera snap sound, like click, click, you know, when you take a photo. In Europe, you don't need it. I had an American iPhone. It was terrible. Every time I took a picture, it would make an annoying sound. And the worst thing is that it's just to make it obvious that someone is taking photos, which is great. But sometimes you're in a place, you know, like I don't know, you are, let me think about it. You know, you're like in the theaters or something where you should take a photo. And you should just not, how do I say it? You should not make any sound, but then your camera goes click, click. Very annoying. All phones in Korea do. Well, good for them. I'm still keeping my iPhone. I'm not a weirdo. Don't call me wrong. I'm happy with it. Speaking about that, who's happy with their phones? I'm really happy with it. Does your phone make a weird sound? Tell me. Yeah, you can't turn it off. Like, no matter what you do, there is no way around it. I had my iPhone 10 back then from America. It was a white one. And it was... Yeah, I tried to install apps. I tried to find different ways, you know, turnarounds, but I just could not get around it. It was really frustrating.
Ignored the warning. Star Empire claimed they had reported this to the police and filed a lawsuit. We've taken legal action against the person who posted the messages soliciting Kyungri. They will have to face the law for what caused. the representative of Star Empire said. Number 4. Luda, WJSN.
Luda.
Covering Sunmi
What a weird
the
name.
song 24 Hours at the concert Would You Stay? Secret Box. Luda combined with a male dancer, the two had many sexy dance moves that were true to the original choreography of the song.
Okay, so what's gonna happen?
However, when watching carefully, fans discovered that the male dancer's hand had touched the female idol's chest in a weird way. Whereas in the original performance of Sunmi, the male dancer always tried not to touch the female singer's upper part. This put Luda's
That's one sneaky guy. No?
fan community in
Unbelievable.
complete rage.
That is
Hate was
weird.
created against the male dancer.
Like, you can see it's completely a different person, but let's have a look at that movement
When
again.
watching carefully, fans discovered that the male dancer
Did he miscalculate anything? It's really hard to say. For me, it's a bit of, it's on the naughty zone. Like,
dancer's hand had touched the female idol's chest in a weird way.
I'm just trying it for myself, okay? Like, my chest would be here, okay? Maybe he just didn't have anything to hold on. I really don't know, to be honest. I cannot
Whereas
protect
the
this.
original performance of
Because here you have the original performance, like she already says, and it's actually without touching her.
the male dancer always tried not to touch the female singer's upper part. This put Luda's fan community in a complete rage, and a hate wave was created against the male dancer. There were also some opinions that this was just an unintentional incident when performing the choreography.
Oh, did I just pause in the most weirdest place? It did seem like his hand was going up where it should be on the waist. What do you mean? So he did it on purpose or
The male
not?
dancer performing with Luda is an acquaintance of Luda, so there was no way he could do such a rude thing.
An acquaintance in what way? Family or
So
friends?
there were two possibilities. Either the choreography of Luda's performance has been adjusted.
One sec, I need to make chat a bit bigger. You guys are writing a lot. There's also a total reverse case. Some Irene's been accused lead took from Soju. No touching Irene on stage during noisy open to. Yeah, the other hand is on the right position though. You also have to think about it the other way. Really, in Lo Siento? I didn't even know that, but if we talk about this particular case here, it's really hard because, when you are dancing live, and I think this was anyway a live performance, meaning that it could have been an accident. It's really hard to say, but
And added some sensitive moments, or the male dancer was really taking advantage of the performance to touch Luda's upper part.
you can just say the word breasts, I guess,
Despite
but
the controversy and criticism, the agency still did not respond to the incident. Number 5.
can you blame them? Like, I bet they talked about it internally and they're, like, oh, not again, come on.
Woohee,
Like, you know how many times I watch people dancing and their hands are literally touching their private parts down there? Like, not on purpose, but like to hold them up, or, it's something you just can't go around. So, difficult.
Luda's is not the only case of sexual harassment by male dancers on stage. In 2016, Woohee also once encountered a similar situation while performing the song Joker to celebrate Dalshabet's comeback. Joker is a very sexy song, and the members needed support from male dancers. One of the most sexy parts of the choreography is when the girls stood back to back with the male dancers and let the dancers' hands touch their hips. However, many fans realized that Woohee's dance partner seemed to go a bit too far as he tried to touch her sensitive part.
Oh, come on. That's just crap. I'm sorry, but even just trying to, like, I need to go, but that's crap. I'm sorry, but that's bringing it a bit too far. I mean, he's literally just holding her. Like, I'm feeling it myself, What do you guys think? Like, do you think this is too much? He might just have big freaking hands, Like, my hands are massive, okay? And if you're dancing with a smaller girl, your hands are just going to cover up more space. But this is just, I don't know. Guys, I need your opinion again. You are the professionals here. What do you think? Do you think this is the naughty zone or not?
However,
I mean, he could feel, but you also have to think about this guy is on stage. His head is only thinking about, I need to make sure that my performance is correct. You won't even get the time to touch or think about, oh yeah, it's time for me to touch her down there and go, woohoo, like give her a bit of enjoyment. There is no thought, like, I don't get that. You must be a real professional perv, though, if you can do that. If you can really do this during a performance and think you can find a opportunity to pleasure yourself, that's nuts.
However, many fans realize that Woohye's dance partner
Let's have a look. I think this is okay. It's close, but she's also very small. Like, her hips are small.
seemed to go a bit too far as he tried to touch her son's.
I want to see the full video, though, because it doesn't seem like she's moving him away.
As soon as Woohye realized something weird, she quickly grabbed the male dancer's hand to prevent him from going further. While most of the fans were shocked at the male dancer.
Like, literally, she's quite small. Do you know what I mean? It could have been an accident, and he doesn't look. It's not like he was planning to go bloop bloop. You know, it's
blatantly harassment action towards Woohye. Some people believe that he didn't intentionally do so.
Yeah.
They said the male dancer at that time was standing back to back with Woohye, so he couldn't observe. However, this wasn't a convincing explanation to everybody.
What is not convincing about that? It's not like his eyes are up his ass. You know, he cannot see behind him.
Number 6, Soohyun.
Ooh, a male
Not
artist.
only female, but male idols also get into trouble with sexual harassment.
Okay.
Kiss's member, Soohyun, revealed that he was extremely shocked as he was harassed by a female fan at the airport. That's when Soohyun and the rest of the UKISS members returned to Korea from an overseas concert. The male idol recalled, "There were a lot of fans gathered at the airport. It was so crowded and I felt someone touching my butt. At first, I thought one of the members was teasing me, so I didn't notice, but then that hand got into my pants. I was startled."
How did it go from touching his... How did it go from there to in his pants? What even happened there? Like, that doesn't... It's not a process that goes from 1 second to the other. You know, to just try to get into someone's pants takes time.
I turned
What?
around and saw a middle-aged woman harassing me. Now, that's really creepy. While people...
Oh, let's just finish watching it. I'm going to tell you a story where...
Sexual harassment, male idols are facing the same situation, but compared to female idols,
Ooh.
male idols' cases have not yet received the same amount of
Isn't this
recognition
Isn't that Kai?
and
I think
protection
that's
they
Kai.
deserve. In the
No, that's not Kai. Who is that? Otaku, I need your help. Who was this again? I forgot his name. Isn't that the guy from NCT? What's his name? Is it... Taeyong. There we go. What am I talking? I keep referring to Kai. No, that's not Kai. Kai is
eyes
completely
of
different.
fans, idols always appear shimmering and radiant. They seem to be something perfect and hard to touch. But in fact, they're just young girls and boys who have to deal with ironic situations just like many other people. Even more often because they are popular and easily
Oh, this is
become
it, no?
a target for such disgusting actions. However, not
Wasn't that it with Luciento?
everyone dared
Oh, yeah, from NCT.
They had to bitterly swallow the tears back in order to preserve their image. So, what do you think about this problem? What do agencies need to do to protect their idols? Are there any
Take their job serious. What about that one?
other cases that I forgot to mention? Let me know by commenting down below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to BBoss TV because more intriguing videos are waiting for you ahead. Thank you for watching.
Subscribe and share for more great K-pop content. Yes, you should. Okay, it happens. The weirdest encounter that I have ever had concerning someone touching me, and I didn't know how to respond to it. It was a bit of a weird one. Do you guys want to hear it or not? And I can tell you my point on it. So, I was at a party once, and it was quite early. So I think it was only 10 o'clock at nighttime, and I'm not going to say her name or how she looked like, you know, just in case anyone from my friends watches it, because it's easy to point out then who it was. But the point was just that this girl came, and I was with my ex back then, and this girl came. I was just sitting down. I wasn't even sitting down. Sorry, I was leaning against the balcony. So I was just doing nothing, just getting some fresh air. Like, I wasn't even drunk yet. I just came, and this girl came over, and what she did was, it really went quick, but it felt like an eternity. It was really weird. But this girl came over, and what she did is she really just, without even trying to find it, like, she found my I guess you can understand it, and she just, you know, grabbed it all. And in my head, I'm just thinking, what the hell just happened? And you know what the sad thing is, what I'm thinking, and you guys can say something else. I'm just saying to myself, if I did this to a woman, I would end up in prison. I would end up with the police coming. You know, sexual assault, rape, whatever you want to call it. But she did it to me. I told my friends about it. They all laughed about it. But I'm thinking about it sometimes still and thinking, it's funny, no? It's funny how when it happens to someone else on the opposite sex, it's not as important. What the actual F? Like, that was so weird. And the weird thing is, she did it so quick. I have a feeling she did this more often to people because it wasn't as if she was nervous to do it. She was really sneaky. I just remember seeing her from the side of my eye, okay? And she came over, stood in front of me, did it, looked into my eyes, like she gave me the dead eye. And she walked off again. It was so weird. It was really weird. Like, I was like, okay. Like, don't get me wrong. It wasn't like I felt awkward. But the thing that made me feel weird was just more like, it's funny how they can walk away with it. Like, I just accepted it. I'll just say it. I was just manny and I said, look, I'm taken, whatever, move on. We're at a party. I don't want to make a drama. I'm not the kind of person. But the point was just like, it's really just bad sometimes how women get off with it, and they shouldn't. Like, I think there are people that don't like it. Like, she was happy. I was happy that she did it to me. In the case of, if it was someone else, he could have really just flipped out. Like, you never know how people respond until the action is done. And when someone really just grabs you like that, it's something, Harassment to men are usually taken more lightly than it should. Many of my male fans didn't even realize they get harassed. You really don't. The thing is, back then I even thought to myself, oh, that's cool. She wants something from me. Let's say it like that. But it shouldn't happen. Like this, not. She didn't even say hi to me. It wasn't that. And another time, that's why let's go back to the other video. Brandon, I don't know if you were there, but what happened with the other video is another girl, I was at the bar, the university bar, and this girl just came and put her arm. She nonstop put her she nonstop put her arm. God damn it, her hand, not her arm. Even though gradually it was her arm because she was using my leg as an arm leg, and she was basically squeezing like the top of my knee, like what do you call it? Can I show it? Oh, God damn it. Like her hand was here and her arm was just leaning on it. I forgot the word. What's the top part of your leg called? I have no idea. The point is just that it happens and it shouldn't. Don't touch people unless they're okay with it. I think this is number one. People should be happy that I'm quite chill about it, but there's also people out there that can get very uncomfortable quickly. And I'm also that kind of person. A person just once asked me, a girl, don't you like to touch other people? And I was like, yeah, but not all the time. Like, I wouldn't do it unless I'm in the mood. Let's say it like that. B, that I am to a certain point attracted to you, like whether it is, for that or for even as a friendship, like an attraction has to be there, has to be created, or, there has to be more than just nothing. If there's nothing, why would I even do it? I think it's just bad. And I'm better than that, I'm not going to go up to people and pretend I own the place. Do you know what I mean? And for me, that is something that I just learned over all the time. Like, it makes me happy that I've just become that person where I can accept a lot, tolerate a lot, but I would still tell people like, hey, you shouldn't be doing this stuff. End of discussion. No? I'm actually amazed that you have a couple people here. It's actually nice. It's always nice to just talk to people. Always makes the stories a bit longer. Even though I was planning only for like an hour to live stream, it's nice that we're going a little bit more. That's totally fine. There's another video that I just got sent over. Again, Brandon is there. JD, are you in the Discord? If not, I'm anyway gonna throw it in there. Invite people, copy, and sign into the chat to send. This is annoying. There you go. If you want to join the Discord and you haven't yet, make sure you do. It's all there. Okay? Should be fine. All right. Let's continue then with what did I want to go to? Need to get the other link. We got another video sent over by Otaku. She sent it over Discord, and she wants to talk about the 6 most mistreated groups in K-pop history. I think this could be another interesting watch. Oops, that was the wrong one. Don't play. Number one. They make good videos, by the way, this channel. They're great to comment on, but the sad thing is they're the way they represent information, I think, is a little bit skeptical for me. I think it's not 100% fair, if that makes sense. There's just something about it where I'm like, sometimes they just take things out of proportion for no reason, but that's how they are, that's how they get the views as well. That's why the videos like these have 2 million clicks. Like, think about it. It's a lot of clicks. Okay. Who's ready? You guys ready? I think you guys are ready. Okay, let's go. 70 minutes long.
In K-pop history, there has never been so terrible a mistreatment being exposed as that of TRC&G. This is a
No, I'm not eating my mic. I just wanted to move it with my face.
South Korean boy group formed by TS Entertainment and consists of 8 members. They debuted with the EP New Generation on October 10th, 2017, with the song Spectrum. In 2019, after 2 former members, Woo-yup and Taesun, departed from TRC&G, the whole mistreating scandal was exposed.
Ooh. I think that's always the danger of people leaving your company. Once they leave, they can talk about you in whatever way they want. Anyway, I want to sit down, actually. So let's do that. Let's get this party going. I hope the camera is set up correctly. I don't really know, but I hope so. Should be fine. Come on. Lower, 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 lower. Okay, then I put myself a little bit higher here. No problem. There we go. Anyway, let's have a look at it and see what is actually happening. Okay.
This is probably the worst mistreatment that ever happened in K-pop history because the company not only materially abused members, but also hurt their physical and mental health.
How do you hurt someone's physical health?
Specifically, TRC&G was given the worst living conditions ever. In fact, it's so terrible.
Wow. That looks terrible. Wow, okay. This looks really bad.
People would never believe this is where a K-pop idol group actually lives, if not for the scandal being...
Even though when we looked at these, I don't know if we looked at it all together. I know that I looked at them for sure, but if we look at, for example, at Blackpink or BTS and how they used to live, they also used to sleep, for example, on bunk beds. Like, there's something about it that is also a bit demoralizing.
Exposed. TCE didn't provide them with proper dorms, pay bills, and they even stole money from the idols.
Why would they steal money? What?
According to 2 former members, 10 members lived in an incredibly cramped space.
It's not gonna focus. One sec, my it doesn't seem like I want to focus. Oh, come on, focus on me, boy. Focus on me. There we go. Now I'm in focus.
Whereas 8 members shared the first floor of a
What the hell are we looking at here?
duplex apartment, the other 2 lived in
Hold up. What?
an incredibly cramped space. And they
Hold up.
even stole money from the idols.
Okay.
According to 2 former members, 10 members lived in an incredibly cramped space.
Yeah, that's not good.
Whereas 8 members shared the first floor of a duplex apartment.
Look, I'm not going to judge the apartment on the floor. I know there's a lot of floors out there that... That's what I mean. I think they just filled it up with cement. I mean, you have to give them... This looks like something... Brandon, I'm not going to take it. No, I'm not even going to... Brandon, I think... This is like a third world country way of fixing stuff. This is awkward.
The other 2 lived in a place that looks like nothing more than a storage room on the
They look so small in this picture. Like, they look like midgets. Are they really this small? I really have no idea.
second floor. The ceiling was so low that no one could see.
What do you mean the ceiling is that low? Look at it. They have clothes here. They have more clothes. Stop that. Stop. Can I also just say something here? You might talk about the agencies just being messy, but in all honesty, these clothes just look really messy as well. Like, I don't know if these are clothes from the way they need to be dressed on set or anything, but at least they can tidy it up themselves, no?
Stand up all the way.
What do you mean they can't stand up all the way? They're standing straight here.
It's not heated well either. They had to live in clutter around the
Am I the only one that's seeing this, or am I nuts? What do you guys say? You know, I want to have your opinion on it as well. Like, you can literally see how big the room looks like. Maybe it's just me.
their belongings, clothes, and equipment.
Mhm.
Rooms weren't well maintained because, as you can see, the floor was damaged by frequent water leaks.
Oh, that's a water leak.
As if that wasn't bad enough, the company didn't even pay the utility bills on time.
That is really bad.
One time, when their boiler was shut off, 4 to 5 members caught severe flu, so they had to sleep and shower at the sauna. That was when TRC&G was having...
They had a sauna? Wow. I don't think that's a water puddle. So what I think, let's go back there again. Where are we now? Let's go back there. This isn't a water puddle. What this actually is we're at the bottom floor right now, or the second floor, whatever, and they just put wood over the cement, okay? And it's completely rotten away. So the wood is completely rotten away from the only thing that's between the floor and the wood is just cement. Like that's the only thing there. So the wood is completely rotten away. As you can just look at this here. This is what happens with bad wood. It turns brown, turns disgusting, turns into papier-mâché. Public saunas, you think so?
Sleep and shower at the sauna. That was when TRC&G was having a second promotion, Rising.
Oh my god.
When the members went to the hospital, they even had to pay for it themselves. Despite the ill health condition, TSE still forced them to perform. Though Tyson had reminded the agency multiple times to pay the bills, only when the electricity company sent the final notice did the staff agree to conduct payment. Besides, TRC&G also lacked basic necessities like a proper functioning toilet.
How can you not have a functioning toilet? I think generally this is the problem with Korea. So Korea is really a country where you can see a lot of old school, new school buildings, meaning if it's old school, it gets really old and really bad quick. While if you go new school, it's all modern.
When the toilet broke down, though the members asked TS Entertainment to call the plumber, the label allegedly didn't respond. Eventually, Wooyop's mother had to call and pay for the plumbing services herself. Not to
be honest, you could just get a lawyer as well, because you're renting from a place, so just sue them.
The toilet looks extremely degraded. The company also didn't provide...
Wait, we once bought coffee on the way to our training studio. The scolding us saying, why didn't you buy coffee for us?
them with food. They had to buy it themselves, and only when they practiced late at night did the agency send them some fried rice. They even had to buy coffee for the staff members with their own money.
It's actually sad. Like, just reading this is sad.
And here comes the most terrible thing of it all.
Okay.
Many chat logs revealed staff members were getting drunk and cursing at the members.
I wish I could read it, but I just can't.
One staff was asking an underage TRC&G member to appear at an illegal entertainment bar, where prostitution is common. Wooyop and Tyson even revealed photos of the members being assaulted by the staff.
I'm going to be honest here, I don't really see anything on the pictures.
The images show a staff hitting one member's neck with
What? Like, was he preparing a photo shoot? I'm a little bit confused here.
However, this man insisted it was just a punishment while they were playing a game. Wooyop further...
Why would anyone photograph a fight scene? Like, it looked even like the guy who was punishing them took the photo, so why would he do... I don't get that.
He himself was hit with a metal chair and received severe bruises.
His eye looks a bit damaged, by the way, and his nose.
He revealed he has medical documents and members as witnesses. Not stopping there, TSE executives even used the members as laborers when they were still trainees. He often made them organize, package, post, and sell his shoes online. TSE also abused them
oh, that's bad though.
Through profit sharing. According to the 9-year contract, the profits from their music releases are reportedly divided 9-1 TS Entertainment to TRC&G.
9-1. Wow.
8-2 from their third full-length album onwards, and advertisement deals and events are divided 7-3. As there are 10 members in the group, the label takes 90% of the profits, while each member only receives 1%.
How much was that? One sec. Let's actually look at that. 2 million won. One sec. We saw something there. Now with numbers. Was it 2 million? Yeah, 2 million won. I need to go euro. Wow, okay. They only made like 1,500? Okay, that's not a lot.
Number 2. GOT7.
I'm interested in this one because I know something happened and they left the group.
GOT7 is a boy group formed by JYP in 2014. Though JYP did give a lot of investment in GOT7 in their first 2 years, the company gradually ignored them to the point that Agace became extremely frustrated. Their newest comeback alone, Breath of Love Last Piece, the company has made fans triggered again for their careless promotion. Though this is nothing new, the whole situation has been pushed to another level when GOT7 didn't even have a proper MV teaser.
I don't understand that, okay? Like, no, that's what you call slavery. That's the term you're looking for. The thing is, what I don't get with these productions, they're anyway making a music video, so they have the material. Why can't they not just click a few pieces together and from there you get a full teaser? Do you know what I mean? It's not too complicated. Maybe it takes a day of work, maybe 2 days max to make sure everything gets sorted and everything, but really awkward.
Whereas their self-composed album has up to 2 title tracks, Breath and Last Piece, there were no proper and separate video and photo teasers for that. The fact that
Okay, I think that's okay. Like, maybe they just didn't have the budget. Can't really say, but
Stray Kids and ITZY all have periodic and well-managed teasers for their comebacks. And then there's GOT7 having a ridiculous
it's also maybe just the company saying, you know what, time is up.
teaser is unacceptable. JYP only released a meaningless photo teaser a few hours before the official MV aired.
Yeah, that's
By
stupid.
that, it means
That's
there's
100%
literally
stupid.
no connection between the teaser and the MV. Moreover, all its portraits are typography of the title, and no pictures of the members.
Stock footage.
Before this comeback, fans were already super upset because all the members have no mutual activities over the past 7 months. There were no variety shows, no commercial contracts, nothing for GOT7 as a group. In the past, a very similar thing had already happened in the promotion of Eclipse. Normally, before every comeback, the agency will release the poster and MV teaser with the full information of the date and time to release the MV. By that, fans can increase MV views for their idols in the first 24 hours. But in the
Oh, you can't see it. Oh, damn it, guys, sorry. Oh my god. I didn't even know it. Oh, there we go. That's really bad. I'm sorry.
teaser of the Eclipse MV, there is no information about what time the MV
Why did no one else say something? Come on, guys.
Not knowing
Sorry.
the specific release time, all the preparations and efforts to increase views for the MV of Agaze were ruined. Not only slow in announcing the date and time of GOT7's MV release, the company also announced the comeback and world tour simultaneously, leaving fans with no time to prepare money to support their idols. Not many fans are financially able to buy both the album and concert ticket, so
They can't buy the album and they can't buy the concert ticket. That's a bit weird.
they'll have to choose
That should be
between
fine.
them. This caused GOT7's album sales to decline compared to previous comebacks.
I mean, it declined from. One sec. I need to understand it. Where's the decline though? It kept rising and then it has a small decline in 2017. Like it lost 10K.
While the fans are trying hard to buy albums to increase sales for GOT7, one of Korea's reputable album buying sites, Sonara, apologized for not having enough albums to sell. In the first week, most of the album sales come from the pre-order amount. JYP should have a full preparation of the number of albums released.
This is a real management issue though. They should all be planned accordingly, but something went wrong here for sure internally.
Didn't even care about stocking enough albums to increase the reputation of GOT7. For their last comeback, Die, they promoted only for a week, while other groups usually promoted for 2
Such a
weeks.
shame though, because this group really performed well, at least in the MV that I looked at from
There
them.
was no proper reason for the company to set up such a short promotion time like that. Besides the mismanagement, JYP also restricted GOT7's creative freedom. Unlike Stray Kids, who could just produce what they want,
Really, Stray Kids can do what they want. I think that's also the problem with Stray Kids, that you have a lot of members and you can also see sometimes that their ideas are intertwined with their own thoughts, and it makes sometimes the Stray Kids, some of their videos good, some of their songs good, and some of them, for me at least, a bit
JYP is a skilled producer, but always
You know what I
has
mean?
songs rejected. Jackson Wang, Bam Bam, and Jin Young are skilled songwriters and composers. Still, if you check out the tracklist for their songs, they only contributed to very few pieces throughout GOT7's career. As if the mistreatment in their work
Who's that
wasn't
guy
enough,
anyway?
JYP
I actually watched this video of them with GOT7. Who is this guy?
throughout GOT7's career. As if the mistreatment in their work wasn't enough, JYP also gave no greater consideration
No idea
to
who he
GOT7's
was, to
safety.
be honest.
A lot of the members reported sassing fans lurking around their houses for months on and on. Some members have talked about getting many calls from crazy fans. Agaze then even tried to get JYP to take some action, but their response was rather late. Number 3. BAP.
BAP. Where's Chain when you need him?
BAP is a boy group founded by TS Entertainment, the same agency that managed TRCNG. BAP saw an amazing run during their promotional peak. They had back-to-back chart-topping hits, numerous world tours, and even held the reins in popularizing K-pop in the West. However, owing to unresolved conflicts, unexplained hiatuses, and lawsuits, BAP could not sustain the environment.
It's very interesting to review these videos. If you haven't yet, make sure to check them out on the YouTube channel. They're there.
The situation was so desperate that BAP's leader had to repeatedly remind his fans not to buy their albums or their merch in order to cut the support for the company.
Okay.
He mentions this almost everywhere, on his IG Live, Twitters, fan meeting, fan sign, and...
What a thing to say, though. Like, can you imagine that you have someone working for you, and then they... the guy working for you just says, no, don't buy it. It's terrible. Why is my camera not looking at me? One sec. Here we go. I think that's better now. Boom. Nice and sharp. Beautiful. Mike, stay up there. Beautiful.
Concert. He even dissed his company on live shows. He did it whenever possible, directly.
Good for him, though. He stood his foot.
Towards the end of 2014, reports started coming up that all BAP...
Yeah, I forgot what I was looking at, but one of the guys already said it. You know, the agency really is the thing that makes you or breaks you as a group. But that's generally for any type of position. Even if you're just looking for a job, it's also a company that can make you much bigger than what you are today. It's all about the motivation and their own beliefs. You know, you need to think bigger than just the members and K-pop. Like, this is just normal business etiquette.
Filed a lawsuit against their label TS Entertainment for violating the Fair Trade Commission's policy on slave contracts.
Okay.
From unfair working conditions to shady...
Isn't that key? Why does that look like key for some reason?
Profit distribution?
But it isn't.
BAP was battling all sorts of
that was a bit weird, sorry.
Their creative journey. The company had reportedly profited nearly $10 million since The Boys' debut.
Wow.
Still, the members only received $17,000 each within the 3-year interval.
Wow. That's such a ripoff.
Divided
Wow.
over 40 months, this sum translated into roughly just $500 a month.
The question here for me, though, is, does the 17K include all their housing, all the living, everything? Because if you have to turn it around again, a saving of €500 is quite good. Like, there's not a lot of households that can do that, like saving up that amount of money every month.
While the company blatantly denied the accusations, BAP took to filing another lawsuit for defamation of character. To pay the lawsuit process, Jungkook sold his sneakers collection and secretly did a part-time job as a newspaper boy.
Really?
Finally, the two parties agreed, but the group took a hiatus until their next comeback almost a year later. After the hiatus, things got even more challenging as they needed to build up their name again.
Okay.
Though fans even boycotted their concert to let them rest a bit, BAP members were tortured by the company through the packed schedules. Up to 7 comebacks a year, world tour once a year, and non-stop promotion concerts.
Yeah, that must be very tiring. You know, being on the go 24/7 is one of the worst things that I've experienced. Like, I haven't experienced like for a full year, but for a couple of weeks, it just kills you.
They were forced to perform even when being sick. This is such an endless nightmare. Number 4, CLC. CLC is a girl group debuting under Cube Entertainment in 2015.
Okay.
Over 5 years, many fans think that this group was seriously mistreated considering multiple aspects.
Okay.
First is their primary concept. They debuted with the cute concept, whereas all the members were initially supposed to follow the girl crush theme. However, Cube Entertainment suddenly changed their mind, leaving the girls no other way than doing things they didn't prepare and wasn't their cup of tea. It was said that Cube forced CLC to follow the cute concept in order to not overshadow their most precious girl group at the time.
Who?
4 Minutes.
Oh, okay.
Then, when Cube disbanded 4 Minutes and only kept Hyuna, who also left eventually, the company changed
Really? Is that where Yuna is from?
the image
Okay.
of CLC into the
Didn't even know that.
descendants of 4 Minutes. This move of Cube triggered lots of 4 Minutes fans because they believed that 4 Minutes had no respect from their juniors. It's easy to see how Cube just cared about profit and gave no attention to how CLC would be impacted.
I mean, let's just stop it here for a second. The one thing I want to add to, you know, to counter-argue a little bit some of the things, you also have to think about it. If you're a company, an agency, and this were all like 10 years ago, let's say, you know, but these companies weren't big. They didn't have a lot of people, you know, with time to manage everyone. Like, can you imagine if you're one person that needs to manage everything for one particular group? It's so much work. You know, the amount of people that are involved here. I can understand why some of these things really went bad.
Then, the company forced CLC to follow the Cube concept again. It's
Why?
reported that
That's
not
so
until someone
bad.
gave Cube a full-on PowerPoint presentation about the advantages of the girl crush concept did the company let them come back with the title track, Black Dress. Around this time, they started to regain their fans from the Hobgoblin era. Yet, instead of quickly giving them a second promotion, Cube introduced G-Idol and literally ignored CLC. Not just that, CLC's
Yeah, that's the thing. If you have someone that you think is a better group, then they are going to be taking you over.
were always filmed in a box, which fans often sarcastically referred to as stuck in the basement.
Yeah, I really hate these kind of videos. Everything is boxed in.
Most of the scenes they filmed were in a room, and there has never been anything more than that. Compared to
So
G-Idol,
boring.
whose MVs are often full of open space settings, CLC's fans are super frustrated because
You see, it's just very nice. When videos are done in open space, you can just appreciate it much more.
of such discrimination in the budget. Moreover, the fact that Cube never gave them an official light stick really drove fans crazy. It's even reported
An official light
that
stick.
CLC had to pay for the flight tickets themselves whenever performing offshore. Though it's not clear whether Cube applies this rule
I
to
doubt
every
that though.
group in their
That makes no sense anyway, because these are expenses and it's better if a company has
company,
expensive.
it is obviously unacceptable
expenses.
compared to other famous groups. Number 5.
Uh-huh.
Pristine.
Pristine.
Pristine is a girl group
Another
introduced
group
by
that I just never heard of.
Entertainment in 2016. However, just after around 2 years of promotion, the girls disbanded and left fans in shock. Though they were first predicted to be the Rookie of the Year, things went downhill so fast that no one could imagine.
Hold up. That was a really clean transition. Hold up.
Disbanded and left fans
Look at
in
that.
shock. Though they were first predicted to be the Rookie of the Year, things went downhill so fast that no one could
Oh my god. Can I look at that? Sorry guys, I need to geek over my over what's happening. I need to check that out. Okay, where does the cut come? Is it here? No. No. Give me the cut. One. Oh, there we go. That's clean though. That's really, really
that
clean.
no one could imagine. For the reason of their disbandment, it's mostly because of how Pledis mistreated the girls. The first thing was about Kyla's image. Though many people initially thought that her curvy body was due to her own diet, they later discovered that the story was much more complex with Pledis' involvement. Some believe
Really?
that, similar to the way Pledis forced Uwe to eat a lot to attract public attention,
Why? What attention? That she's getting bigger?
they were
Weird.
doing the same with Pristine's Kyla. As a result,
Wow, no way. That's a real big transformation. Like, if that's forced,
they were doing the same with
like, picture one,
Pristine's Kyla. As a
picture
result,
two. That is a big transformation.
She was fat shamed by many, many anti-fans. Kyla was so depressed that she went on a temporary hiatus amid the promotion with Pristine. Yet, it extended
Like, I'm not judging her on her looks, but you also have to imagine, if you are changed this heavily for a group, that's a lot.
forever, and she eventually returned to the States to rest and recover. It's evident that, for the sake of increasing sales, Pledis Entertainment did everything, even at the expense of Kyla's mental condition. Look at how the poor girl was completely ignored during a fan meet. When it was Kyla's turn on stage, all of the interpreters
Oh, wow, I didn't even notice that. Just look at all the camera people. They're all looking somewhere
immediately
else.
turned their cameras away from her and only focused on other members at the corners.
Wow.
Imagine how hurtful it must be for a teenage girl. After the recovering time, though Kyla and her family did consider her coming back to Korea to continue the music career with Pristine, Pledis blatantly announced that she was no longer a group member.
Wow. Imagine just being kicked out for no reason.
Despite the explanation from Kyla's sister, things didn't change at all. Not only ruining Kyla's career, Pledis actually ignored the whole group when not letting them come back for nearly 2 years. Even when fans demanded
Wow.
an answer, they still pretended as if there was nothing wrong going on. They also continuously deleted fan cafe posts asking for Pristine's comebacks. Seemingly, all the
Wow.
things this company did were just to sweep everything about the girls under the rug.
That really
Because
blows my
K-pop
mind away,
groups
though.
often have an active life
That's
of 7
nuts.
years, and Pristine had
That is
already done
really
sweep-
nuts. Like, can you imagine, like, this is how toxic these agencies can be. They can really just destroy people's lives within a snap. Like, it's quite scary if you think about it. Wow, that got me a bit by surprise. That is
Years into the trash bin. As a result, Cletus decided
like imagine you waste 2 3 year. Sorry, imagine you go to university. Let's make a good example out of this. You go to university, study 5 years, to get to the very end, and then before you get your diploma, they kick you out.
to
Wow,
disband them. Number
wow,
6.
wow, 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 wow.
Stellar.
Stellar.
Stellar debuted in 2011 with a 4-girl lineup. They were
Okay.
initially introduced as a group produced by
Could have been Blackpink.
After 2 unsuccessful first songs, Rocket Girl and UFO,
Just the names are a little bit awkward, bit
Stellar
tacky.
had to change members in the final lineup.
Sorry, I think the name is kind of funny. So the girl Min Hee, is that the sister of Min Ho? Sorry, trying to be a little bit silly here.
Included Gayoung, Chonyu, Minhee, and Hyo-eun. When Stellar first debuted, the group pursued a lovely concept combined with
17
girl
is a
crush
bit
style.
questionable. I don't know
In
where they are now.
2013, the group released the single Study, and this was their first song to reach the top 100, bringing Stellar closer
I
to
know
the
they
public.
made some really big
A year
hits,
later,
but I
Stellar
don't follow
released their
them
first
too much.
album titled Marionette, and it all started here. The
Okay.
management company wanted them to get rid of their cute, mischievous image and become more sexy and seductive. During the promotion of Marionette, fans were even encouraged to press like on the group's photos on Facebook to see the members' body parts gradually being revealed. Not to mention, the original MV of the song Marionette is also labeled 19+ because there are too many erotic scenes in it. Despite a lot of controversy, this
We need to
became
check.
Stellar's
We need to check out this song. They say it's 19 plus. I only know 18 plus, but
most famous song. The highest ranking of Marionette on Gaon is at number 35. The song also ranked 34th on the Billboard K-pop Hot 100 chart. But everything has a price. It was later revealed by Gayoung that the company tricked the group into recording erotic scenes. The staff
Ooh.
never fully conveyed their intentions to the members during filming.
that's really bad though.
Gayoung said there was a scene where a member had to drink milk. The script was missing X rolling on bed, waking up, and drinking milk. At that time, we thought
Why is it pink milk?
they simply wanted her to drink milk to portray a morning moment. They
Okay.
even told her to spit the milk while drinking to portray an exhausted image. But this scene can make you imagine even more. No one knew that was the purpose of the scene.
That is really a turned around scene. Like that's a really good way of tricking people. I'm not gonna lie, that is sneaky as fuck.
The member that Gayoung mentioned was only 20 years old at the time. She was so shocked that she still can't drink milk until now. However, every
Imagine being traumatized from a milk scene that you don't drink milk
time
anymore.
the girls try to protect themselves, they are threatened with penalty fees. Since the girls were too young at that time and afraid of being fined, they chose to be silent. Moreover, there were times the whole group was only given one meal and they had to divide it equally among 4 people.
Wow.
Gayoung also recalled, with the song Vibrato, they told us to
Sometimes I think that some of these points are real crap. Like, if you listen to the text carefully, it's not like it's reported, it's proven. It's sometimes mistreating, and that's one thing I just don't like about this YouTube channel with B-Boss. They say things to, to not dot it down. So they just say things, but it might not be true. It's a bit of a shock factor.
in super revealing outfits. When we said no, they said, just give it a try before you say no. Eventually, we
But to be honest, that's a really good thing. Give it a try before you say no. You never know.
reluctantly took about 5
You really
photos
never
wearing those
know.
outfits, but it was too much.
Wow. Okay, that is sexy in a weird
They
way.
seemed to agree with us, but then those pictures were released. Right after seeing those pictures, we called them and argued, but they just put the matter aside and said, so sorry, we won't do that again. After the
Oh, why even upload them again? I hate people sometimes. If you make agreements, keep to them. Don't change them. Fuck. Like, that is so weird.
concert, Interstellar, time travel
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of it is all just speculation. Hearsay. Hearsay. Speculation. Imagine doing it with this video. Could be fun.
through 6 years ended, Gayoung and Chonyul did not renew their contract with the Entertainment Pascal company and decided to leave the group. In early 2018, Minhee and Hyoeun also left the group. Stellar officially disbanded.
Hearsay. They did not leave the group. They're secretly still performing in their basements.
Gayoung revealed that not only the members but their families were also hurt by the concept that the group was forced to pursue. She said, our parents are also
Wow. Like, can you imagine that you go into this idea that a company wants you to become cute, and then they don't make you cute. They make you this. This is the opposite of cute, I would say. I mean, I wish people were just a little bit more ballsy to get a lawyer,
But very sad. They often hear people ask why your children are doing this.
Which
Although
group
the
is this
members are
again?
now happy with their own path, it is
Stellar.
undeniable that the former management company took advantage of them. In a conversation on Minhee's YouTube channel, Guyong revealed that during 7 years of working under Stellar, each member was only paid $9,000.
Yeah. But the thing is, with this episode, a lot of things that are being said, they would say if it was said by the members. But there's also a lot of things they say it has been said. But by who? Like, there's no name, there's no string that can be attached anywhere, you know? Like, that's like me saying it has been said that I'm going to get 1 million tomorrow. 1 million what? By who? You know what I mean?
Having many popular songs and bringing the company a substantial
But it's very good, though. Some of the speculation is correct.
That's the end of the video. Thank you for sitting with me through such a long...
Thank you. You entertained a couple of us, which is always nice. I quickly want to check, though, like, what else did they do with this group? Stellar. K-pop. Oh, okay. Wow, some of the pictures though, like I'm gonna add them to the Discord. So if you haven't yet, be part of the Discord. Wow, like I want to share it because it you know, I don't want to share it because of the shock factor because there is none there, but you know what? Be there on Discord. I'm gonna share them on, I don't know which one, but I think the photos or something. You should check them out, but that is really something. Not gonna lie, that is I'm happy you guys cannot see it in the mirror. You know, I don't want to get this channel demonetized, but I think these are the photos that she talked about when they said don't upload them, because is this one? Is this it? Let me have a quick look. Let me have a quick look. Oh my god, like what were they thinking? Like, as an agency, I must say, this is actually pretty sick. So I'm just going to put a link if you guys want to check it out. It's actually on a website, just a normal one, a news outlet. I'm going to share it with you guys there. You guys can check it out. I'm going to put it in the photo sections. Reference to the live stream today. Blick, plack, bloop. If you want to check it out, you can check it out. They are quite explicit. Let me say it like that. They're not really explicit, but it's a bit awkward, you know? You can check them out for yourselves. Like, I would say they're not super explicit, but if I listen to the concept and if I look at the photos, they are really out of my world, you know? That is impressive. It's impressive, though, that you can really fool people like this. How many pictures are there? It just continues and continues and continues. Oh, that's a lot. Any more? No, then it's teddy bear. Okay. But yeah, that is... let's see if there's anything else quickly. That is all they actually have. I mean, that's how the cookie rules. Can we stop it? My mouse keeps on moving. Stop. But yeah, this is everything they have. I must say, this is very interesting. It was a very interesting live stream. I didn't think I would have gone that deep actually in today's live stream, but it's nice that you guys actually stuck around, because it's nice to discuss these things and bring them up to the surface as well. You know, we should not only look at the positives or the negatives, we should also sometimes look at the negatives and see how can we improve the K-pop world. You know, like, should we tolerate certain things? Should we let people be tolerated? In this case, the answer is no. We should stand up for them. You know, like, a lot of these videos actually hinted at, it's actually the fans that made a lot of actions on certain points. It's good. If we notice anything in any of the newer MVs, we should really just point them out as well, because that is our duty as well. And that's what I would say. I mean, guys, it has now been a 2-hour stream. It was a really fun stream. Otaku. Even though yesterday on Twitch we are going to watch. I need to postpone it because tonight I still have to do something. I'm going to postpone the variety show to tomorrow. It's going to be a bit later, I think, at 8 o'clock around that time, so 7 is your time in the UK or wherever you're around the world. I think the other two might be sleeping. I might be. I don't know. The guys in Indonesia, the guys in Vietnam, you guys are awesome as well. I don't know what time you go to bed, but it must be late there right now. But the point is, I might be looking at Exo Arcadia tomorrow. And that's what I'm going to do, actually. That's the plan. I do hope, though, that you guys actually enjoy it, that you can stick around a little bit longer on the channel if you ever want to. And that's really it. I'm going to leave the chat open a little bit longer. We know we can always just talk. But for now, I just want to say thank you all for being there. It was a really good 2 hours. Next time, we should just have a few topics that we can just throw on there. I mean, today was really just the topic of harassment within the K-pop world. It's terrible. But next time, we can actually have maybe 1, 2, 3 topics, you know, and then have like a very long stream, like really a couple of hours, like 2, 3, 4, 5 hours would be fun as well. But for now, I just want to say thank you all for being there. Thanks for having a talk with me, having a talk amongst yourself as well. But I'll catch you around. Let's talk in the chat. Let's talk in Discord. I'm going to throw the link one more time. And actually, I supposed to be... well, time for you to go to bed, man. Time for you to go to bed. But I'll catch you on the next live stream or video. And be there in 2 days. We're going to be looking at the key MV tomorrow. Oh my god, tomorrow the MV teaser should be coming out. I'm excited for that. I'll see you tomorrow. Catch you then.